About 2 months ago, I was sitting on the couch with some friends and we decided to watch a movie. We opened up Netflix and started scrolling, and after a while we couldn't make a decision, so we just decided to try Hulu. We kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, but every time we almost decided on a movie, there was always someone against it. Everyone was frustrated, and in the end we just gave up. Brings us into our initial prompt of in what way might we help a group of friends quickly decide on a movie they all want to watch? We jumped into user research right away, and some of our main motives and rationale behind our user research was leaving questions open-ended to ask participants about what it's like picking a movie in a group and recording general participant sentiment about their experiences as a whole. Some of the questions we asked included, how do you and your friends typically settle on a movie or TV show? And what's the worst part of what are the best and worst parts of deciding on a movie to watch with a group of friends? Some of our key takeaways from our user research was spontaneity. Spontaneity often leads to indecisiveness within groups, and indecisiveness negatively impacts time spent with friends. Settling on a movie often takes a long time and can hurt enjoyment of the overall experience. After our user research, we decided to modify our prompt and change it into what way might we help a group of people quickly decide on streamable content that they all want to watch. We widened the definition of group here, and we changed from just movies to all types of content.
The first thing we had to do was determine what we wanted our app to be like. We narrowed it down to these three ideas. The first was an app that was similar to Tinder but for movies. The second was a ranking system, and the third was a game. What we landed on, of course, was this Tinder for movies like idea, where you can swipe right and left on movies based on if you like them or dislike them. You can match with your friends, and you can set your preferences based on what genre you like, what streaming service you have, and whether you're willing to pay for content. The first prototype was very similar to our original sketch with these screens, plus a sign-up page and a little bit of group management. And our second iteration was basically still like this with a few more screens and with the functionality so that users could actually test what it would be like to use our app. And this is exactly what we did for our user testing. We observed users using the prototype, determined if they knew how to use the UI, if the features were clear and if there were features that they were looking for but weren't there, if it solved a problem that they had, and if they would choose our app over their regular process. What we found was that even though they did really like our app, there were still a few kinks that we could work out. For one, managing groups within the profile settings page was less than ideal, and we could instead create a dedicated groups page. They also wanted us to add more information about each movie within the app. And the maybe button seemed to be confusing, so we wanted to replace it with a favorite button so that within the group page, movies that were favorited by group members would be prioritized. And finally, users were worried about the amount of streaming content that they would have to go through before matching with their friends. To alleviate this final point, we wanted to modify our prompt one last time into in what way might we help a group of people quickly decide on a movie they all want to watch. This changed our scope from streaming content back to just movies, as to not overwhelm the users with too much that they have to go through. This, plus the fact that you can sort based on what genre you like, what streaming service you have, and the fact that the algorithm prioritizes new and popular content, makes it easy for users to actually match with their friends on movies.
After our prototype testing, we created our alpha prototype, where we added the groups page, the ability to add groups, and the ability to look at the matches within your groups in a much more streamlined way. The last stage of our design process was creating our final prototype. Here, we streamlined little pieces that needed to be fixed up, as well as added a pop-up menu to create a new group, and a pop-up menu to manage the settings within a group, such as adding new members, managing members, naming, etc. Here is a demo of our final prototype. It's super simple to use. Just sign in, and you're at the home screen. So here we can see we're presented with the movie Up. We can click on it for more information, such as genre, reviews, trailer, and decide if we want to like it, or dislike it, or favorite it. So let's say we like it. Now we're presented with a new movie, The Hangover. If we go up to the top right, we can go to My Groups that you're a part of. You can add a group with the plus button, save a new group, or you could go into an existing group. Here, we are presented with a movie choice that everyone in the group likes, or we have the ability to see all of the different movies that the group likes as well. If we go to group settings, we can adjust the members, change the name, etc. And if we go back, we also have the ability to change individual profile settings. So your name, your username, what genres you're most interested in, and what streaming services you have to better provide you with more relevant content. Download our app for 99 cents today and let us help you make the decisions so you and your friends can just watch. Thank you. In the end, we learned a lot as a group. We gained a much better understanding of the specific pain points of the problem we were trying to solve. We learned a lot through iterating through our design and changing features and user needs. And lastly, we learned how to get effective user feedback with unbiased information that was helpful and useful in affecting the design. Thanks for watching, and let us know if you have any questions.